of shares were 25.5 trillion rupees, the highest ever in a calendar year. FPIs have also sold shares worth 23.9 trillion. On a net basis, they were net buyers to the tune of 1.6 trillion rupees, the highest since 2020. Nearly 7,600 farmer producer organizations have been registered in India till November 30th this year. Almost 75% of the government's target to form and promote 10,000 such organizations across the country by 2024. In 2020, the Modi Sarkar had launched a scheme that aims at enabling farmers to enhance their bargaining power, leverage economies of scale, reduce the cost of production and increase farmers' incomes. The target is to form and promote 10,000 FPOs by 2024. The Indian Navy's latest stealth-guided missile destroyer INS Imphal, the first warship named after a city from the northeast, has been commissioned in the presence of the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. The Raksha Mantri has said that INS Imphal will bolster our principle of Jalmev Yasya Balmev Tasya, which means one who controls the sea is all-powerful in the Indo-Pacific region. Raksha Mantri has also said that Bharat's growing power has filled some forces with jealousy and hatred, and he added that the perpetrators of attacks on the merchant vessels Kem Pluto and Sai Baba will soon be brought to justice. We will not spare them, is what the Raksha Mantri has said. Also, ladies and gentlemen, after being declared the most popular world leader by the Morning Consult with an approval rating of 76% in early December, the year-ender just got better for Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is not Ghisa Pita as some members of the INDI alliance have tried to term him. His YouTube channel has reached 20 million, that is 2 crore subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. And this is a first for any world leader. With 4.5 billion video views, the Narendra Modi channel leads the pack in terms of subscribers, video views and quality of videos being posted by political leaders on YouTube. Let's try and break this down a little further. Narendra Modi ji's YouTube channel, both in terms of views and subscribers, has far surpassed the YouTube channels of his Indian and global contemporaries. PM Narendra Modi has a total of 20 million followers with more than 4.5 billion views. Jair Bolsonaro has 6.44 million followers. Volodymyr Zelensky 1.1 million. Erdogan has 419k, Emmanuel Macron 316k, Justin Trudeau 69.6k, Joe Biden at 794k. This is the total comparison if you were to see, and he towers over all of them with 20 million followers and with more than 4.5 billion views. All their views put together do not come close to PM Narendra Modi's views itself. That's how it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, for PM Narendra Modi, the tallest in terms of following too, not just approvals, in terms of following too. Meanwhile, video views recorded by PM Modi's YouTube channel and its subscribers are way ahead of other Indian political leaders and parties. Have a look at this. PM Narendra Modi, 63 lakh. Rahul Gandhi, 22.5 lakh. Subscribers gained in 2023 itself. And PM Narendra Modi's YouTube channel also has 4 times more views in 2023 alone compared to the YouTube channels of Rahul Gandhi, the Indian National Congress, the Aam Aadmi Party. In fact, the views of the 3 channels put together don't equal the views of PM Narendra Modi ji's YouTube channel this year. PM Narendra Modi has 172.5 million views gained in 2023. Aam Aadmi Party is at 41.4 million views. Rahul Gandhi is at 40.74 million views. And the Indian National Congress overall is at 39.22 million views. All of them put together don't come close or trail behind PM Narendra Modi. But with that said, let's also look at something that we are counting down to, and we promise you a build-up and a celebration like never before. It's the Ram Mandir for Bharat, ladies and gentlemen. On the 22nd of January, that is 27 days from now, a dream of millions of devotees will come true when Prime Minister Narendra Modi will take part in the consecration ceremony or the Pran Pratishtha of Ram Lalla at the Ram Mandir at Ram Janmbhoomi in Ayodhya. The Shri Ram Janmbhoomi Tirth Kshetra has invited famous personalities including politicians, celebrities, sports personalities among others. But now politics has erupted over the invite and the ceremony itself. Sita Ram Yechuri, declining the invitation to attend the Ram temple inauguration, saying religious ceremony is being converted into a state-sponsored event for political gain. Adding to it, Akhilesh's MP Shafiqur Rahman Bark has said construction of Ram Mandir is against humanity and he prays for Babri's return. Congress Rajya Sabha MP Kapil Sibbal also has said the entire issue is a show-off and that BJP's behavior is not like that of Ram. Uddhav Sena launching an attack at the BJP saying those killing democracy have no right to inaugurate the Ram Mandir. And D. Raja echoing Sitaram Yechuri again and saying inauguration of the Ram Mandir is a state-sponsored event and the BJP is making it a political campaign. Akhilesh is another Neta of the Samajwadi Party continuing the tirade against Hindus, saying Hindu ek dhokha hai and it is not a religion but a way of life. BJP not mincing words, launching a scathing counter at the entire Indi Alliance bloc for insulting Sanatan Dharma and also Ram.
जहाँ तक आस्था और धर्म की बात है उनके लिए हमारा पूरा का पूरा इज्जत है, रेस्पेक्ट। तो ऐसी परिस्थिति में वो स्टेट स्पॉन्सर्ड होने की जगह उसकी राजनीतिकरण जो हो रही है इस पूरी की पूरी इनॉग्रेशन के लिए, उससे हमारी ये आपत्तिजनक, इसलिए हम वहाँ पे भाग नहीं लेंगे इस इनॉग्रेशन में।
अब हमसे उन्होंने पूरी ताकत से उस पर कब्जा कर लिया तो ठीक है, वो कर रहे हैं, पर हमारे तो शिरकत की आप बात कर रहे हैं। सिवाय उस दिन अल्लाह से दुआ करेंगे बस इस बात की कि अल्लाह ताला के इस बाबरी मस्जिद जो हमसे छीन ली गई है वो हमें वापस दे दी जाए।
हिंदू एक धोखा है और वैसे भी 1995 में माननीय सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने अपने आदेश में कहा था हिंदू कोई धर्म नहीं, ये लोगों के जीवन जीने की एक शैली है। यही नहीं, जो सबसे बड़े धर्म के ठेकेदार बनते हैं, आरएसएस के प्रमुख मोहन भागवत जी ने भी कहा है, एक नहीं दो बार कहा, हिंदू धर्म नाम का कोई धर्म नहीं है बल्कि लोगों के जीवन जीने की एक कला।
हेलो मोटो।
Let's get straight into the debate, ladies and gentlemen. What's the problem? Why this issue? Who's the dhokha or who's giving dhokha to Hindus? Ram Mandir Politics, who's doing dhokha with Hindus? Siddharth Yadav, spokesperson of the BJP. Anand Ranganathan, author, scientist and also political commentator. Tariq Khan, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, and America A.V. Narayanan, Congress leader. Namaste and Jai Hind to everybody. Thank you very, very much. Where is the problem? Let's take the bull by the horns. Tariq Khan ji. तकलीफ कहाँ है?
नहीं, कोई तकलीफ नहीं है. There is no problem and who will get invitation by the committee or by the Lord Rama will go there. And if it's something very personal and if invitation being given to Akhilesh ji and it's him to decide either he will attend the occasion or not. It's something very personal and it should not be politicized as the invitation is being backed by the BJP that whom to be invited and whom not to be invited. It's being Lord Rama. Lord Rama is for everyone. It's not being a patent for any type of party like BJP or some other or RSS. They cannot say that Lord Rama is something patent to them. And moreover, like we have already said that whatever being said by Maurya ji is his personal statement, and there has been a lot many rows of personal statements given by political leaders regarding religion.
One thing, on the one hand you say it's a personal statement, on the other hand every time he makes such statements inane, bordering on inane and perhaps the macabre, he actually gets promoted. You actually lift him up and put him further up on a pedestal.
I just have listened something that he also quoted Mohan Bhagwat. What he said means somebody should explain that what Mohan Bhagwat said about Hinduism, and that would be if he is asking any type of question, somebody should be there, like somebody from RSS or BJP.
Because being Hindu or the way of the Hindu is a way of life, how is Hindu dhokha?
Way of these things must be questioned by the people who are
you should also question,
experts of religion.
You should also
I'm
question.
not an expert of religion.
You're not
I'm
an expert of religion, but you are
religion.
expert of political sentiment. You are
I'm
expert of political
I'm
sentiment.
a political expert.
Yeah.
You can ask me any type of question.
Correct.
We
So
don't
you would
have
also
any type
understand
of
that you
stand.
are not in public service. You are in public service as part of Samajwadi Party, not for any particular community, right? So
A religion cannot become a dhokha. What I can understand, a religion cannot become a dhokha. It's a belief everybody have and democratic right everybody have.
How is a way of life is a
religion
dhokha?
according to their right.
Whether it be faith, whether be it whether be it a way of life, however you would want to look at it, how is it a dhokha? And how is somebody calling it a dhokha not being censored by the party? In the previous times also he has said something. But I'll park that question there. Let's go across to Siddharth Yadav of the BJP and ask him. राजनीतिकरण हो रहा है, आस्था का राजनीतिकरण कर रहे हैं आप, सिद्धार्थ यादव. That's the aspect. And then they say that Hindu धोखा है.
No, I think, Anand, few people who don't want to understand and who understand everything but would never show that they understand. You can never make them understand. There is nothing that you can do for them to understand what the reality is, because probably for them politics is way above than anything in this country. They are just addressing their political concerns and nothing else. Hindu is a way of life. It is the way of life for more than 100 crore people in our country, for millions, crores of people living abroad. And now the inauguration of Ram Mandir is bringing back all the joys. It's bringing back the 400 years of wait for the recollection of all such happiness that was awaited for so many years. The entire community and the entire people who follow the Hindu religion are happy like anything, but still you can never have the 100%. And the remaining 1% is the Samajwadi, is the communist, is the TMC, because they just can't address their political concerns with this. We were fighting for this, and when I say we, I just not include BJP. The Hindus, the people of this land, the people of our country were fighting for this for 400 years. We have been long enslaved by foreign forces. Now the inauguration of Ram Mandir is nothing but a symbol of our awakening, a symbol of our independence.
The allegation is nobody
now
has a problem with the Ram Mandir temple inauguration or the Pran Pratishtha or a temple for Ram Lalla. It is Janmbhumi. Even those naysayers today are saying we are happy with the temple, but the BJP is politicizing this. America in Narayanan, his name is Sitaram, but he believes he will not attend the consecration.
Okay, first thing is, I am happy. I first say Sri Rama Jayam. Now, second thing is it being politicized? The answer is clearly yes, because the whole thing is done by a trust, not by the government of India or BJP. Having said that, is it being politicized? Yes, because they did not initially call the person who made this thing happen, even from a BJP leader like Advani. I didn't say that. Hindu Mahasabha says that. It's not my view. Second thing, they did not call, in any temple consecration, it is the temple priest who will carry and do all the things. Whereas I'm happy to see my Prime Minister having a Vibhuti or Thiruman. That's okay. But should he be doing this thing is the real question that the people of this country who are believing in God and religious sanctity are asking. I'm not asking that. Third is that I think all the dignitaries should be invited, and I think Congress should go, because the sentiment, this is, if anything, who has to be really congratulated for having this happening. I salute to our own state, Mr. Parasaran. He is Ayodhya, he was in the late 90s. Yeah. He stood up and argued about the case. And if anything else as we who has made this thing happen, it's the Supreme Court of India. Now, I think it's good it's happening, but unfortunately, it is being politicized.
Who's politicizing?
For the election.
Who's politicizing it?
Well, our Prime Minister is good at it. My Prime Minister is good at politicizing everything.
Yeah.
and he is doing it well.
So
I mean-
why do you believe temple consecration? If temple consecration is going to have political benefits, then the Congress, the left and all the other India Alliance parties should be the first saying that we demand front row. We want to be part of the entire Pran Pratishtha, because you also want votes during election, don't you?
I believe Congress will participate in it, number one. Number two, the perception, I have consistently said, I think secularism is not one religion versus other or irreligious, but all the religion. Congress believes in all the religion, and hence I think they will.
Yeah, but my point is, sir, you are a
I
learned
think they
person.
will
You are a
participate.
learned person. For you to debase secularism like this is a little unfortunate. The word secular is supposed to keep the church and the state separate. You are saying it includes all religions. That's the level to which this word has been debased, debased in our lexicon, and the way it is being used. The way it is being used.
Anand, you can define it.
No, you can't define it. Why? You have to define it the way it is defined. No, sir, you have to define it the way you want. It is defined in the dictionary. You can't decide that you will define it the way you want it, sir. It's not respectfully, sir, it is not.
I'll answer
Respectfully, sir, it is not. Respectfully, sir.
Give me 30 seconds.
Respectfully, sir, it is not.
Give me 30 seconds, please.
Respectfully, it is not possible.
Please wait for 30 seconds.
I'll swing back to you. I'll swing back to you. I'll swing back to
None other than Republican President Reagan, who said that the division of church and state does not mean irreligious. Please understand that.
Correct. And so you are quoting a president who swears by the Bible.
President of United States.
And then parrots secularism. You are quoting a president who swears on the Bible and then is parroting secularism. Sir, I would rather quote my own Prime Minister who swears on the Constitution, when we are holding to the coattails of a word which has been forcibly inserted into our preamble against the wishes of our very founding fathers. But we are digressing. So let's come back on track. I said, sir, I admire your wisdom, but point is, if you try and justify a slip, you continue slipping further. So better to just move on and shift focus. No, sir, it is very, very convenient to me because you are slipping down that rabbit hole. I'll lead you further down, but I don't want to do that. That's not the subject matter of the debate. That's why I'm getting back my focus. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, who's politicizing this? Is Hinduism a dhokha? Is being a Hindu dhokha, sir?
Good evening, Anand, and good evening to my fellow panelists. The consecration, Anand, is a month away, and already we've had divine intervention in the communists like Sitaram Yechuri promising to stay away. I mean, these guys should be as far away from Ayodhya as Sri Lanka is. Remember, these are the people whose hearts beat for Chinese civilization, not Indian civilization. They demoted one of their tallest leaders just because he arranged for blood donation camps during the Indo-China War. These are the only party that publicly hailed the Tiananmen massacre, Tiananmen Square massacre there, where 10,000 people were mercilessly murdered. And now they are completely silent as China interns 1 million Uyghur Muslims and feeds them pork and demolishes 1,700 mosques and changes it. So these are the people who should stay away from every logic and rationale and anything to do with Indian civilization. But I'd like to discuss 3 issues here, and I feel all of them are important because all these are the favorite whipping horses of these Yechuris, and they must be refuted by pure facts. Number one, the fact of the matter is that state is intervening here just but a fraction of what it actually should spend on the Ram temple, because the state controls 110,000 Hindu temples exclusively. This is just a fraction of the money it leeches from Hindus. Billions are leached off Hindus. And if it is giving something in return, that is just a fraction of what actually it should. So the communists saying that state intervention, I'm sorry, that doesn't wash out here. Number 2, Anand, you may point to a multitude of factors that led to the Supreme Court for the Ayodhya verdict. In my opinion, had there been no ASI report, there would not have been that verdict. Let me sum up, because the Yechuris of the world always say that there was no Hindu temple underneath the Babri Mosque. This is their favorite argument. Let me sum up the Supreme Court Ayodhya judgment with facts taken from the judgment. Verbatim. Number 1, the underlying structure was not of Islamic origin. 2, On a preponderance of probabilities, the archaeological findings on the nature of the underlying structure indicate to be of Hindu religious origin dating to the 12th century AD 3. The mosque in dispute was constructed upon the foundation of the pre-existing structure 4. The laid excavation at the site of the excavation has also revealed the existence of a circular shrine together with a Makara Pranala indicative of Hindu worship dating back to the 8th to 10th century, unquote. Now, after the Ayodhya judgment, when the foundations were being laid for the new Ram temple, excavations announced tens, dozens of idols and, these plaques, inscriptions of Hindu gods and goddesses, all of which will now be consecrated in the new Ram temple.
Yeah.
And number 3, Anand, why do I narrate this? Just give me a minute because this is very important. Why do I say this? Because for 70 years we've been taught to forget historical injustices. From Somnath to Kashi Vishwanath, these injustices have deliberately been made visible as to lionize the debasement. And the irony is that the same Yechuris who have taught us to forget our historical injustices drill this self-loathing in us. These same people want others to justice around the world. They condemn barbarians of the West either to worship like the Confederacy generals, Rhodes, Churchill, Pizarro, Murray, Colston, Leopold. They celebrate their roads and buildings being renamed, their statues being brought down. But here in India, this same set eulogize barbarians like Tipu, Aurangzeb, Babar, Khilji. Why?
No,
it is a heady mix of hatred for Hinduism and love for jihadism. Just 30 seconds. One must read, Anand, the Supreme Court and the Allahabad High Court Ayodhya judgment to really understand this hatred. Leftist quack historians spread so many lies that the court had to step in to blast them for their perfidy and mediocrity. They said 50 excavated temple pillars were placed there. They said the Vishnu Hari inscription was stolen from the Lucknow Museum and brought there. They said there was a Buddhist temple there. There was a Jain temple there, but there was no Hindu temple. Ultimately, all their lies came to nothing as the court rejected all their claims. And this is why this consecration is most important, not for Hindus. This is not a Hindu issue. This is an Indian civilizational issue.
Well, it is an Indian civilizational issue, and the very left which says this matter is being politicized politically controls all the Devasam boards in Kerala where they are in government.
Correct.
So it's quite rich coming from them. But Tariq Khan, my point is, sir, on the one hand there is bashing of the Hindu and the Hindu faith, bashing of Ram, that's being done by one hand. On the other hand, they say a personal comment. Where does the Samajwadi Party stand in this? Would you want Akhilesh Yadav to attend the consecration?
No, that is completely his personal decision. Means how could I say that whether he should or he should not?
You are a Samajwadi.
Means if you
are a
want,
leader, what would you want your chief to do? Is the question that I am asking you.
I am a Samajwadi Party spokesperson. Let Akhilesh ji decide. Let the party decide. It's not I to decide that whether Akhilesh ji is being.
I am not asking you to decide for Akhilesh Yadav ji. I am asking you what do you think Akhilesh Yadav ji should do?
See what our MP, member of Parliament, Ma'am Dimple Ma'am has said that it's good. So we have no problem. Means whether we have stated any type of statement.
So do you agree with Shafiqur? Do you agree with Swami Prasad Maurya or Shafiqur Rahman Burke?
No. Party do not stand anything which is against any religion. This is the fundamental basis of Samajwadi Party. We don't condemn any type of religion, and we don't believe in religion politics like BJP.
Do you think action should be taken against Shafiqur Rahman Burke because he's a repeat offender and Swami Prasad Maurya because he's a repeat offender?
Let the party decide. Let the party decide. Biduri ke khilaf action ho gaya. विडूरी के खिलाफ एक्शन हो गया. लेट द पार्टी डिसाइड. अगर किसी को कंप्लेंट करना है, यू हैव गॉन टू कोर्ट्स ना. मौर्या जी के खिलाफ यू हैव गॉन टू कोर्ट्स. पीपल हैव गॉन टू कोर्ट्स. लेट द कोर्ट डिसाइड. कोर्ट ने क्या कहा है उसको
कोर्ट तो डिसाइड करेगी. जो डिसाइड करेगी वो रूल ऑफ लॉ के बेसिस पर है. बट द समाजवादी पार्टी हैज अ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एंड रूल ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. हैज इट बीन वायलेटेड और नॉट? शुडंट दैट डिसीजन बी टेकन बाय द समाजवादी पार्टी चीफ?
We'll considering all the things what Maurya has been saying, and we will take action.
Because he has been promoted, sir. After he abused and he berated Ramcharitmanas, he was actually promoted.
If he is asking some type of question, if you have answer about this question, that was
no, sir. His remarks were derogatory against Ramcharitmanas. Are you okay with somebody making derogatory remarks about a text that belongs to a particular faith?
party do not stand with any type of statement.
Then why was he promoted then?
Any leader of our party which is against
Is Shafiqur
any type
Rahman
of
Burke
religion.
still an MP or not?
Shafiqur Rahman is the MP of Samajwadi Party.
If he's still an MP, then and he says, I want the mosque to return. So does the Samajwadi Party agree with that?
No,
he wants Babri to return.
There was a mosque or not? For a long time there was a mosque or not?
On a land that
do you agree it has been demolished or not?
No,
do you agree it has been demolished? It has been demolished or not?
Let me ask you.
Let me
For
ask
a
you something.
land that has been decided that there used to be a Hindu structure there by the courts of our country, a judgment that has quoted the tenets of Islam saying that any religious structure of prayer for Islam is un-Islamic by nature because Quran itself does not, the holy book does not itself allow it. You are saying if he calls for something like that, that's not against Islam itself, and that's not against the party policy also that you will not make a statement against any religion.
Name me the Islamic institution, let it Jamaat-e-Ulama Hind, who has said or who are going on the roads or who are taking and doing any type of agitation.
Sir, my
on
question,
road.
Why are you? Jamaat-e-Ulama Hind has got nothing to do with Samajwadi Party. Jamaat-e-Ulama Hind is an individual entity. Shafiqur Rahman Burke is a Samajwadi Party MP who has right now made a statement which goes against the very tenets of the holy book. As per the and a statement and something which has been authored in the 5-judge constitutional bench judgment that Janbhoomi was, there used to be a Hindu structure and any structure above that of a different faith would have deemed it un-Islamic. Deemed it un-Islamic. So my point is, sir, if he says that he wants the mosque to return at the very same spot, is he not making a statement which is against the tenets of Islam? Secondly, is it not against the sentiment of all the Hindu brothers and sisters who are also part of his constituency where he is an MP of, along with them being residents of Bharat? So what he is doing is against, isn't it against the sentiment of community and against the rules of the party constitution which you just now outlined, sir?
How could it be decided on a TV channel that what is Islam?
I am going by exactly what you quoted and then I am saying this is what he has said, this is what his offence is, what should be done? What should be done? Anand Raghunathan.
What is Islam?
Anand Raghunathan.
Yes, Anand. Yes.
Yeah, coming to Siddharth Yadav after.
Tariq Saab, I didn't interrupt you. I value your interventions. Tariq Saab, please. Yeah. Anand, just a couple of points. That is, now you please understand why I quoted verbatim from the Supreme Court judgment. Because most of them, the leftists and the Islamists, are not prepared to believe that there was a temple of Hindu origin under the Babri Mosque. This is their fundamental. This is almost their axiom. That was demolished by the Supreme Court. No, not just the fact that Supreme Court sided with the Hindu side, they also accepted that there was a Hindu temple underneath. That is crux. And second, as far as this Mr. Rahman is concerned, the virulent MP, let me tell you that it was Muhammad Ali Jinnah who put in one of his conditions, 14 conditions, that we will not accept Vande Mataram as a national song. And you know who walked out of parliament the moment national song was sung? It was the same MP. And what did Samajwadi Party do? They actually celebrated it.
So what they talk and what they walk is very different. But Siddharth Yadav, I have the final 90 seconds on this debate. So quickly coming across to you before we shift focus. America Narayanan, Anand Raghunathan and Siddharth Yadav will stay on. But the allegation against the VHP and the Ram Janbhoomi Kshetra, the trust, is that Siddharth Yadav, that they are choosing people who they want to call. They are not calling people who actually should be called. Those who gave their life and toil and blood over the last 500 years, their descendants, those litigants, those groups have been ignored. Politically convenient groups, those who allow the kind of hegemony that will be allowed for the current VHP-driven Kshetra, they are the ones who are being called. Please answer this.
Anand, I think in this entire battle for reclaiming our forgotten history and culture, especially in the battle of Ram Mandir, we have on every stage seen that the opposition, or I should not call them an opposition, but a group of people in our country, like-minded people, have been trying to pick and choose, trying to take out mistakes, point out things which are not right. We have seen the affidavits in Supreme Court which even said that Ram, Sita, Valmiki are all imaginary names and
No,
imaginary.
what about, you're not
figures
answering my
and the
specific
entire
question.
Ramayana
What about
is
those
religious.
for whom Ram
I
always
am
existed?
I am coming to that.
Who
I am coming
fought,
to
gave
that.
their life and blood for 491
Anand,
years.
I'm coming to that.
One
If
of the
you give me
first
20
litigants in
seconds,
1866.
I'll
Have those been forgotten?
Anand, I'll just.
Will those
I'll
Karsevak
just come to
families
that.
whose
I'm
family
beginning
was
with what
shot
was-
dead
I'm beginning with what
brazenly,
was told in
brutally
the
on the
Supreme
5th of
Court.
December 1991, will they be allowed the front rows? Or will those front rows be allocated to those who now currently are perhaps the A-listers, perceivedly?
No, Anand, I'll come to that right on point. We have seen that in the Supreme Court. We have also seen when the Bhumi Pujan was happening, Saket Gokhale, one of the very close aides of Rahul Gandhi, who went and said that this should be stopped for the COVID protocols. He filed a PIL. He did not let that happen. Now when it is finally happening, you can't, this group of people, they just can't let it happen normally. They just can't let it happen that finally after so many years of struggle, 400, 500 years, finally something is happening, something of joy is happening. They would want to bring out things, they would want to point out to reasons which are imaginary, which do not exist. The current trust is going to respect each and every person who has contributed to this. But they are not, if they are not respecting people who have always stood on the other side, it cannot, it can be a very pinching thing to them, but
Sir,
it doesn't matter. It is for the pride of all of us that finally it is happening, and the people who have always opposed it, they are going to get what they have done for so many years.
If you believe this is a matter of astha and it is a civilizational movement, then those who are perhaps formed the roots and the crux and the backbone of this movement right through the 1800s, into the 1900s, into post-independence and into the litigation, they should be accorded the front rows and the front benches, not the perceived so-called A-listers who would make great photographs on Instagram and social media and who will popularly trend Ram Mandir for you. That will show whether you're really walking the talk on the matter of astha and it being a matter of our civilizational ethos, or it's a grand show. That's what many people are turning around and messaging me live on the show, sir.
Name and know.
Nobody is saying no to, nobody is saying that Ram Mandir should not be there for Ram Lala. Everybody is saying that what is happening is historic and phenomenal. But whether it's being made, it's being done with the pure intent of astha, or is it being done with an intent of publicity and politics? That is what everybody will closely watch. Nobody is faulting the Prime Minister here. But those who are handing out the invites, are their intents clear and pure? That is what will be watched very, very closely. I thank you all. I thank you all very, very much. Thank you very much. Quickly shifting focus, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, the tremors within the Indi alliance, can they unite? Can they unite for Bharat? That's the big question, because they're still divided on who will be the prime ministerial face. Stay with us.
Hello, Moto.
Okay, joining me now is Mr. Jairam Ramesh. Jairam, thank you so much for speaking to CNN News 18. I'm going to first start with Parliament, because it's very clear that that's going to be your slogan for 2024, that how democracy and constitutional norms have been wiped out under this government. But if we talk about a chairperson, the chairperson is not just Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar. He is someone who epitomizes what Parliament and Constitution is all about. Don't you think you run the risk of being accused then by the BJP of not valuing the Constitution? The mimicry was not a very great thing.
The issue is not the mimicry. This is all a diversion from the basic issue. The basic issue is a serious security breach took place on December 13th, number one. Number two, the intruder's entry into the Lok Sabha gallery was facilitated by a BJP MP from Mysuru. Number three, the persistent and consistent and insistent demand of the India MPs was a statement should be made on the floor of the House by the Home Minister, not even the Prime Minister, by the Home Minister. What does the Prime Minister do? He gives a media interview on December 13th. What does the Home Minister do? He talks to the TV on December 13th. Parliamentary tradition is, on such major issues when Parliament is in session, you speak inside Parliament. This is a contempt of Parliament. This is a violation of not only a security breach, but it's a violation of parliamentary traditions. So this mimicry, gimmickry and all is not the issue.
No.
The issue is the Home Minister. The issue is the security breach.
You have a
so
fair
don't
point.
Don't divert
you
the
have
issue.
a fair point, but we cannot be selective in our outrage and selective in picking.
No,
Do you
this is
think
not
the mimicry was a good thing?
No, that's not the issue. That's for me. That's not the issue. For me, that's not the issue. For me, the issue is why did December 13th happen? How did it happen? Why did the Home Minister not give a statement? Why did he not clarify what is the role of the BJP MP? This 146 MPs being suspended from the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha was a deliberate plan, premeditated plan to rid Parliament of all opposition MPs so that the draconian bills could be bulldozed through. That's what it is. This is all.
Fair point.
This is a
But
strategy.
Did you scratch your head when you saw that video coming out on the?
It's not an issue. That's not the issue for me.
No, but the BJP.
No, let the BJP do whatever it has to do. It has already murdered democracy there.
But Rahul Gandhi, for example.
Rahul Gandhi is not the issue. Rahul Gandhi is not. Rahul Gandhi is not the issue. The issue is what happened on December 13th. The issue is the silence of the Prime Minister in Parliament. The continued arrogance of the Home Minister not to take Parliament into confidence when Parliament is in session. And the issue is the mass summary suspension of 146
Jairam,
MPs.
you're now doing what you often accuse the BJP of. You're not letting me ask my question. I want to ask you this question is that do you think that mimicry could have been avoided? Let's be honest and fair.
Listen, Mr. Arun Jaitley and Sushma Swaraj is on record as having said that disruption is a legitimate instrument of parliamentary strategy for an opposition. So we are only following the advice that Mr. Arun Jaitley and Sushma Swaraj gave. And what happens outside Parliament.
With just months to go for the grand finale in 2024, there's massive confusion within the INDI alliance. This entire bloc, opposition parties who've come together to put up a united fight against the ruling National Democratic Alliance led by the BJP and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, seems to be in disagreement with each other. The fissures within the newly formed bloc is only growing further. Apart from seat-sharing issues and common poll blank, the big disagreement is on the prime ministerial face. After the Indi bloc meeting in Delhi, AAP and the Trinamool Congress proposed Congress chief and Dalit face Mallikarjun Kharge as the prime ministerial face, but the JDU left sulking, to which they proposed Nitish Kumar as the right candidate. But when questioned if Kharge will be the prime ministerial face, the Congress saying that the focus is on the polls and not who will be the prime minister. Sharad Pawar striking a different note, saying that projecting a face for the top post makes no difference, and said that in 1977 we didn't need a PM face. Sanjay Raut of the Uddhav Sena too backed Sharad Pawar and said that the BJP has one घिसा पिटा PM face.
1977 से इलेक्शन हुआ, निवडणुकीमध्ये तुझे एका व्यक्तीवर फौजे केले नाही. त्या निवडणुकीचं आणखी एक वैशिष्ट्य आहे, निवडणूक झाल्यावर पक्षाची निर्मिती झाली आणि निवडणूक झाल्यावर मोरारजी देसाईंची निवड झाली. निवडणुकीच्या आधी मोरारजीबाईंचं नाव सुद्धा तुझं नव्हतं.
हमारी लड़ाई जो है वो डिक्टेटरशिप है, तानाशाही के खिलाफ है, हिटलरशाही के खिलाफ है, और हमारे पास एक से ज्यादा चॉइस है प्राइम मिनिस्टर के लिए. बीजेपी के पास तो एक ही घिसा पिटा चेहरा है 10 साल से 15 साल से, और क्या है. लोगों को चॉइस तो होना चाहिए ना, इतने चेहरे हैं ना, उसमें से एक चेहरा आ जाएगा.
Once again, the confusion in the Indi alliance is out in the open. After Mamata Banerjee and Aam Aadmi Party proposed the name of Mr. Kharge as the prime ministerial face of Indi alliance, now Sharad Pawar ji has come out categorically and vetoed down the proposal, saying that there is no need for such a face. We have already seen Nitish Kumar ji's party come out and say Kharge Farge, and this is not the first time this kind of fight is happening. This name had been proposed by Mamata Didi and Aam Aadmi Party as a no confidence motion against Rahul Gandhi. Even the Congress Party was not accepting it. And from north to south, east to west, Indi alliance, after 4 meetings, has not been able to decide either on logo, on niti or on neta.
No logo, no niti, no neta against somebody who's just eclipsed 4.5 billion views and 20 million followers on YouTube. Siddharth Yadav, spokesperson of the BJP, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, stay on with us. And we also have America V. Narayanan of the Congress Party with us. And we also have Professor Anwar Pasha, spokesperson of the RJD. Namaste and Jai Hind. America V. Narayanan ji, 20 million followers on YouTube. Ghisa Pita name.
You might as well call CNN News 18 as a Modi channel too and add your viewers, because you seem to be stating the BJP leader's name every other second, but that's okay, that's part of your agenda. Coming back, the question in hand is Congress and the opposition have faced, for example, when Dr. Manmohan Singh was elected as the Prime Minister of India, against projected even a better leader like Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Manmohan Singh won, and at that time they did not go with the prime ministerial phase. And now, seriously, BJP is in a stronger wicket, I don't deny that. But if you look at every region where it's a BJP is not, even in a NDA alliance, BJP is not there are a significant number of states which are non-ruled BJP states. Now, in those states, it really doesn't matter. When my own state, when Jayalalitha asked, Ladia Modia, people very clearly said, with a powerful Modi coming in 2014, they got a zilch. And Jayalalitha, when she clearly went against Modi, not even the other opposition, won hands down. So, it's the question of there are strong alliances in regional, that's the reality today. And hence, it makes a lot of sense to make the decision after the election, when in all probability the opposition united will give a tough fight, and who may know, we may have some surprises at that time. They will select, and it has been the tradition even in 89, 91, even 96, when Congress faced the election. We didn't necessarily have to say the chief minister's face. So, of course, a Dalit face is a very welcome face. Congress will support that. But more importantly, I think this is not the time to talk about that. You may call it a disunity, it's not. It's a strategic decision done by Congress and India Alliance. Clearly say that India Alliance. You seem to have a problem in stating the name.
No, sir, I'm calling it the INDI Alliance because that is what it is, INDI Alliance.
India Alliance.
No, sir.
You know how INDI stands
sir,
for
the
India.
A is Alliance.
Maybe you don't know.
No, Mr. Narayanan, you are getting
Maybe
it wrong.
you don't know, but that's
You're
okay.
calling it the
That's
INDI
okay.
Alliance Alliance.
You don't know how to pronounce India and you're afraid to pronounce India.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
I understand.
I'll tell you what, Mr. Narayanan, what happens is every time you step out of your crease, you get stumped, sir. Every time you step out of your crease, you get stumped. At least learn to read the googly.
It's okay.
At least learn to read the googly.
People who are watching will make the decision.
Sir, yendike sir vadi gudta adi vaangrenge. Don't do that, sir. So what I am trying to tell you, sir, is you either say India Alliance, or you say the India grouping, or you say the India grouping. Because sir, INDI Alliance is again is not welcome of or it's not becoming of a man of your wisdom to say.
India's face. It's all right.
No, sir. For
It's
me,
okay,
for me, sir. For me, just to package old wine in a new bottle doesn't make me buy the bottle. I still know it is old wine, and it is Ghisa Pita wine. So let me just take this forward. Let me just take this forward, Siddharth Yadav. This block,
You're so scared.
this sir, you can try and get personal with me. It's all right. It is not going to help you. You've stepped out of your crease and you got stumped. Not once, twice, thrice in this show today. If you are willing to take more, please come at me and I'll keep bowling googlies. I have no problem, sir. I do not take. I am very American, sir. Seriously. let me go across to Siddharth Yadav ji. Siddharth Yadav ji. Let me ask you this, sir. Why is the BJP so anxious to know who is going to come against PM Narendra Modi? Why does it matter? Why do you want to know the opposition's PM face? Siddharth Yadav, can you hear me? Oh, we seem to have just lost his line. Professor Anwar Pasha is back with us. Professor Anwar Pasha, see, the RJD backed Nitish Kumar ji for various reasons, but nobody else seems to be backing Nitish Kumar ji for various reasons. So where is this going?
Thank you. First of all, I would like to clarify that it seems to me that BJP and the media is more worried about the PM face of the opposition than the India bloc itself, than the India alliance itself. And this is very interesting because you are asking for a face. Here we are asking for a mandate from the people. The people is our face. We have faith in the people. People will decide the face in the long run. Obviously, Nitish Kumar is a very taller, I think, the taller figure in the politics. He has experience. He is a seasoned politician in the politics. So he is one of the person who is trying his level best to create unity, and he took initiative in this direction. But as far as the face of PM is concerned, as our leaders have already said, the leaders of NDA have already said, I think so many times, that we'll decide it at the right time. Let the right time come. We'll decide it. We'll cross the bridge when it comes. As the Congress spokesperson has rightly said, the same situation was there in 2004. When our Honorable Prime Minister, then Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, he went for the second mandate, for the second term, for the people's mandate for the second term in the office. And there were two very popular slogans: Shining India, Feel Good. All these slogans were there. And the whole media painted like that the Vajpayee is going to come again in the power, in the office. What happened that time? And UPA that time had no face. We were united. We had a consensus that let's win the election, let's go to the people, get the mandate of the people, and then we'll decide over it. And there was no petrol. Everybody accepted it. Everybody accepted it. So why you are so worried about? Why the media is so worried about?
Sir,
we are not going to open our card.
Professor Pasha, you should be happy.
Let the right time come. We'll open our card.
Professor Pasha, you should be happy because on the one hand, this opposition alliance and this bloc says this media doesn't even give us attention, doesn't care. On the other hand, na Niti, na Neta, na Nishan, we are the ones who are more concerned than the India alliance itself is what it perceives, what it seems right now. Secondly, sir, the important aspect is history, if forgotten, can be very easily and conveniently obfuscated. 2004, there was clearly a phase of the UPA. Why that phase never went on to become the Prime Minister but was chairman of the NPAs, chairperson of the NSE and ran the government from the outside? You should know and you should spell it out to our people. And is that the same scenario today? At that time, Mr. Vajpayee was going for a second term. This time around, Prime Minister Narendra Modi going for a third term. How many seats did the BJP have at that time and how many seats does it have today? And have they not returned a better purchase than last time? And hasn't the IND opposition ball only slipped over the last 8 years? So these are questions. So fact to fact and history in terms of what the scenario then was and what it is today. These are aspects which need to be considered.
Sometimes history repeats it.
No.
History may repeat it.
No, true, sir. History will repeat itself. But the scenario has to be the same. The cycle has to be the same. You can't have two separate cycles. Sir, 27 inch की cycle पे 18 inch का पहिया लगाएंगे तो cycle चलेगी नहीं. 1 minute, Dr. Ranganathan.
Scenario is entirely different.
Dr. Ranganathan,
yeah. Scenario is entirely different.
Professor, I didn't interrupt you, Professor.
Okay, scenario is different is what you're saying. That's exactly what I'm also saying, sir. Scenario is different from 2004 and 2023. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan.
Yeah, Anand, in a light-hearted vein, it doesn't bother me so much that my good friend Amerikai ji has been stumped 3 times by you. What troubles me is that he's come to bat without wearing the guard. That is what is more troublesome. No, but to come back to this issue, Anand, I want to make a couple of points. You see, I want to say something here, which possibly has not been said and will not be said, at least in this debate, is that it doesn't actually matter to me, even if the BJP doesn't bring out a face, because this country has taken its decades. But this country has gone beyond this facial recognition and waiting to vote for a face. I'm telling you this. So it actually doesn't matter. And Amerikai ji took the example of Manmohan Singh. He's absolutely right. UPA had not declared the prime ministerial face. And in many cases, when the BJP declared it, it lost. But the fact of the matter is people are not voting for the Modi as a face. What they are voting for right now is in the last 10 years, last 10 years since 2014. Right now, 100 million kitchens of the poorest of the poor in this country have Ujjwala gas connections. This is what they're voting for. If Modi had not delivered this, they wouldn't care who Modi is, what his face looks like. Right now, 100 million people are living in homes that have been built by Modi. Right now, 120 million toilets have been built in houses. Each new toilet built has saved a family 52,000 rupees in health benefits. This is the situation. This is what they're going to vote for. 260 million Indians are now insured for 5 lakhs on health insurance. And you know the biggest child mortality reason is household air pollution. Modi, through Ujjwala, through supplying 100 million gas cylinders, has directly saved 150,000 lives every year in the last 10 years. So let us give our Indian voters its due. Let us not patronize them. Let us not say that they are always going to vote for a face. No, I put it to you that if Modi had not done any of these things,
correct,
he did not deserve to win. People are not going to vote for a face, either Modi or Pawar or Nitish Kumar or Mr. Kharge. They are voting for something that has happened, that has been delivered to them.
Correct. So the promise of delivery and delivering upon that promise. So these are two aspects which you are very clearly highlighting and saying that had people's lives not been bettered and had that not been palpable on ground, Prime Minister Narendra Modi would not have enjoyed the kind of trust and popularity that he does right now. Even world over, the approval ratings are coming because of PM's work and the ethic and the delivery on that. There will be critics. Has he done everything right? Perhaps not. Nobody can get everything right. But Siddharth Yadav is back with us. We just lost his line. One of the aspects, Siddharth Yadav, is, yes, the BJP is also asking Niti, Neta, Nishan, who's the Prime Ministerial face, etc., etc. But the BJP is also worried that if all of these 26 parties decide, let's try and capitalize, and whoever is leading in front in their regional area, the others will back them, and whoever returns the best aggregate then calls the shots, then you are in serious trouble, sir. Because if each party, all these people collate and combine their forces, then the BJP will have a problem breaking through in a lot of its seats. You are hoping and praying that they continue to remain divided.
No, Anand, I really don't bet a lot on imaginary situations, and this is particularly one. We have been discussing about this, we have been discussing about a seat sharing, about a Neta, about a Niti. From past 6 months, nothing has come out, nothing at all. And what would trouble us is not this. What troubles us is that all the opposition leaders, the so-called opposition leaders, have gone together on just one ground, and that ground is to save themselves from the corruption, from the kusashan, from the bad deeds that they have done in their rule, to get together, to put down a government, to take out, to pick out things which are not good about our country, particularly point out, highlight things that this is not right, that is not right.
What is not right, to highlight that is the job of the opposition, and if the opposition gravitates towards each other against one man, that is PM Narendra Modi, well, that is to PM Modi's credit and to the opposition's credit. If they unite, sir, then you have a problem getting to 51% vote share. You have a problem getting to 51% vote share if the opposition unites, Siddharth Yadav.
Anand, that is why I was completing my last line. That is why I was completing my last line and trying to build a propaganda of something which is not true. Now they want to get together, more than welcome. Go come together. They have tried this in so many state elections also. But is this really possible? With the Aam Aadmi Party give out seats in Punjab and Delhi? Are RJD and JDU ready to give seats to NCP, to the Communist Party, to Congress in Bihar? Is the Samajwadi Party ready to give anything?
It's a matter of just understanding. If all the left, sir, if the left, the Congress, if the left Congress, the JDU puts its might and muscle under RJD and says we will fight all under the RJD flag or the RJD symbol, or whichever seats are gathered, everybody will consolidate their votes. There will only be 1:1 in Bihar. Similar scenario in Maharashtra, where it is between the Uddhav Sena Congress and the NCP, and the rest will gather behind them wherever these seats are. Wherever Uddhav Sena candidate is there, no other candidate fights. It's a direct straight fight. If it becomes to a one-on-one fight, it will take some hatching it out. They will take some time to sit together, and there will be some eyeballing. That will all happen. But if this happens, then you have a serious problem, sir.
I'll just take 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I'll just take 10 seconds. I say it again. I don't bet on imaginary situations. That is a very imaginary situation. The reality is Akhilesh, Vakhilesh, Chirkut. The reality is this. It's a far away from here. Who is stopping them to come together? Who is stopping them to get behind one man,
Correct.
one person,
they don't
one
need
party
to
in one
sir,
state? Who is doing that?
They don't
You
need to
are
come
meeting,
together 6
you are
months
met
ahead of the
5
election.
times.
They can come together 2 months ahead of the election also, and they can come together. Yes, America and Narayanan wants to come in. Yes, America.
Very right.
Yes, America and Narayanan.
Very right. I just
First time, Anand, I agree with you. You post the right question to him. He is not answering your question directly because he is afraid when the united opposition stands together, then they will defeat. And I think you posed the question for the first time directly, and he is dodging the question. The necessity is the mother of invention. Opposition has no choice but to unite if they have to take on the existing government. Now, exactly this is what happened when Congress was very strong. Every opposition, their only goal was to get rid of Congress, and they did get together. Most of the sometimes they win, sometimes they lost. So this can happen now. There are regional parties, like as you pointed out in Bihar, they can take lead in the Bihar, like in Tamil Nadu. DMK takes the lead in the alliance. Like in Telangana, Congress will take an alliance. Wherever the regional party is strong, they will take the lead in that particular state, and you will see the result.
So that means the Congress will not take the lead in more than 8 states, sir. The Congress will then not take the lead in 8 states where there is a straight fight with the BJP. Everywhere else will play second fiddle. Again, sir, as a matter of fact, one more. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan.
I'll answer that. There is a significant...
1 minute, sir. Dr. Ranganathan wants to come in, please.
Who are within Congress want to...
Sir, in Tamil Nadu, that means no chance for the Congress, no seats for the Congress, it's only DMK. Except for... Yes, Dr. Ranganathan.
Anand, very briefly, just 10 seconds. Congress once said that it wants to eradicate and combat terrorism. I want a very simple answer, yes and no answer from my good friend Mr. Narayanan. Do you think Rahul Gandhi should come out and condemn Mr. Stalin for publicly felicitating the killer of Rajiv Gandhi? Yes or no?
The answer is Rajiv Gandhi will come and campaign here.
Rahul Gandhi, sir.
Congress
Rajiv Gandhi
and
cannot.
DMK
Rajiv
and
Gandhi?
other allies within.
Rahul Gandhi, sir.
Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi.
Should he condemn Stalin? Should he condemn Stalin?
Will come and
Should he condemn Stalin for felicitating
No,
the killer of Rajiv Gandhi?
we will let it rest there. See, point is that just because there is somebody who's stepping out of the crease too often, you don't try and everybody doesn't try and bowl to him. But Mr. Narayanan, due respect, thank you very much. You make the debate engaging and you're combative. I really respect that about you. Thank you very much to all our panelists. Namaste. We're going to wind up this edition of The Right Stand on that note, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us. Brass Tacks follows after the break.
Co-presented. Irrelevant. What happens inside Parliament is more relevant. And if you keep insisting on mimicry, I have put out a video of the Prime Minister doing mimicry on the floor of the House. That is acceptable. Prime Minister mimicry. Prime Minister, of course, we know is a great, dramatist, great natakbaz. But he's mimicking on the floor of the House, and everybody is laughing, everybody is smiling.
Okay, now let's come back to
this is a non-issue. This mimicry is a non-issue.
Let's come back to 3 criminal amendment bills. If you had not been suspended, or if you, to use the word of the BJP, not indulged in unruly behavior, you maybe would have been inside the House. Do you feel bad about the fact that on the 3 criminal amendment bills and the telecom bill, the opposition was absent?
Well, the 3 criminal justice bills came to the standing committee. They were bulldozed through the standing committee. We gave dissent notes, detailed dissent notes, the DMK, the TMC, the Congress, every India party, the alliance parties, all opposition MPs who were members of the standing committee on home gave dissent notes. The dissent notes were ignored. Of course, we would have, if we were present, we would have raised these issues. We would have registered our opposition. We would have forced a division. We would have lost. Because the government has a majority in the Lok Sabha, it has a majority in the Rajya Sabha. And it has friendly parties who will ensure that the opposition will never have the numbers in the Rajya Sabha like the BJD and the YSRCP and the TDP. But of course, we would have registered our protest, we would have registered our dissent. But even before we could do that, there was this mass suspension of every MP. Even I was suspended.
But then I believe some of your MPs, not just Congress but others, wanted to be suspended because they feel that
this is Prahlad Joshi's, typical Prahlad Joshi's and Mr. Piyush Goyal spreading disinformation of which they are masters at. Nobody wanted to be suspended. I certainly didn't want to be suspended. I got suspended on the first day. For what? I got suspended. I'm the chief whip of my party. It's my duty to fight for the right of the leader of the opposition to be allowed to speak. And if I get up and request the chairman, please allow the leader of the opposition to speak, I get suspended.
Okay. Parliament is over. Now we are going to
I
start...
get a privilege motion against me. That is weaponization. The real weaponization is being done to muzzle and silence the voice of the opposition by moving privilege motions against all and sundry, including a person like me.
Okay, you talk about the weaponization because I think that is the...
Good evening, hello and welcome. You're watching Brass Tacks. I'm Anusha Soni. The construction of Ram Temple in Ayodhya has always been a political issue. The existence of Lord Ram has been debated in this country in courtrooms, questioned in political narrative. That's our history, that's our past. The battle for the construction of Ram Temple in Ayodhya has been legal, political and social. We can't deny that reality. The Rath Yatra of Lal Krishna Advani back in 1990 was the defining moment for Indian politics. For the next 3 decades, the construction of Ram Temple was the pole promise of the BJP. The promise would be delivered to the millions of devotees of Sri Ram on the 22nd of January 2024. Ahead of the Prana Pratishtha ceremony, the opposition is a confused lot, to say the very least. INDIA alliance member Uddhav Thackeray and his party is upset that they have not been invited to the ceremony so far. Another alliance partner, the left parties, have decided to skip the event, while the grand old party maintains a strategic silence. I argue that it is not the politicization of the Ram Temple, but rather clear discomfort of certain political parties with their own history and past positions on the Ram Temple. Today, no political party can go against the Ram Temple, which draws its legal sanctity from the judgment of Supreme Court of India. Can the opposition parties disown their own political past? The consecration of the Ram Temple shall set the tone and tenor for 2024. And is this the big move and the biggest challenge for the opposition unity in the run-up to big battle in the form of Lok Sabha election, which is a challenge for them in many ways? We talk about all these facets on Brass Tacks tonight.
ये फंक्शन हो रहा है एक स्टेट स्पॉन्सर्ड इवेंट के रूप में। प्रधानमंत्री मौजूद रहेंगे, मुख्यमंत्री यूपी के मौजूद रहेंगे। तो ऐसी परिस्थिति में वो स्टेट स्पॉन्सर्ड होने की जगह उसकी राजनीतिकरण जो हो रही है इस पूरी की पूरी इनॉग्रेशन के लिए, उससे हमारी ये आपत्तिजनक है। इसलिए हम वहाँ पे भाग नहीं लेंगे इस इनॉग्रेशन।
हमारी समझ में ये देश की संवैधानिक प्रावधान कि हिंदुस्तान का जो सत्ता है वो सत्ता किसी धार्मिक रंग का नहीं होना चाहिए। ये वो सही नहीं है जो ये लोग कर रहे हैं।
मस्जिद हमारी शहीद कर दी और उस जगह मंदिर बनाया जा रहा है। अल्लाह से दुआ करेंगे बस इस बात की कि अल्लाह ताला के इस बाबरी मस्जिद जो हमसे छीन ली गई है वो हमें वापस दे दी जाए।
और ये भागने वाले लोग आज हमें योगदान के बारे में पूछ रहे हैं। आपका योगदान क्या बताइए? आप भगोड़े हैं इस हिंदुत्व के मैदान से, मैदान के आप भगोड़े हैं।
There's no question of a boycott. There's no question of a boycott. Whether they can, what they will be doing on the 22nd, I don't know. But they've been invited. We respect the invitation.
तो वही जो राम रचि राखा, तो जो हरी इच्छा न्योता सबको गया है, लेकिन पहुंचेंगे वही जो राम चाहेंगे।
Well, ahead of 22nd of January, this is the big politics which is happening on this particular issue. Various political parties, and interesting, the left has taken a certain position. Let's tell you the positions that have been taken by these parties one by one. We have Mr. Sitaram Yechury, the CPM General Secretary, who has made a statement. He has said that event has been converted into an instrument for political gains. Well, this has been a political issue for more than 3 decades in this country. We also have Shafiqur Rahman Bark, the SP MP, who has said that the construction is against humanity. I pray for the return of masjid in this spot. That's what he has said. We also have Mr. Kapil Sibal, who is a member of Rajya Sabha, and he goes on to say that the whole issue is a show of BJP's behavior is not like Ram. Well, this after a history of more than 34 years in this country of opposing a Ram temple. Mr. Sanjay Raut belongs to the Uddhav Thackeray party, the faction of Uddhav Sena, and he goes on to say that those killing democracy have no right to inaugurate a mandir. They're also very miffed with the fact that so far Uddhav Thackeray has not got an invitation. And D. Raj of the CPI, he goes on to say that this is a state-sponsored event. They are making it a political campaign, something that they don't really agree with. Let's also listen in the midst of all of this storm, the Ram Mandir storm, the invitation storm, you have Samajwadi Party leader SP Maurya. He sparked a new firestorm similar to Udaynidhi Stalin. Listen in to what he had to say about Ram Mandir and Sanatan Dharma.
हिंदू एक धोखा है, और वैसे भी 1995 माननीय सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने अपने आदेश में कहा था हिंदू कोई धर्म नहीं, ये लोगों के जीवन जीने की एक शैली है। यही नहीं, जो सबसे बड़े धर्म के ठेकेदार बनते हैं, आरएसएस के प्रमुख मोहन भागवत जी ने भी कहा है, एक नहीं 2 बार कहा, हिंदू धर्म नाम का कोई धर्म नहीं है, बल्कि लोगों के जीवन जीने की एक कला। देश के माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने भी कहा, माननीय मोदी